Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate all of you. So coming back today with the stained glass Christmas, and I thought I'd come in with this "Tis the Season." I'm gonna do the first card I'm going to do is a bit more complicated than a normal card, and I'm not quite sure on the second card or if there'll even be time for a second card. So it's an old style of card that I haven't done for a very long time, so we will see how it goes. So I'm going to bring in 2 pieces of 6x12 cardstock, and then let's put that on out because we are going to need it. So this first one I am going to cut down to 9 inches. So obviously we'll save that piece for if we need a smaller piece sometimes. And then this one I need to cut down to 4.5. Again, we've got a nice long piece there to play with on another time. And that needs to be, is it 4.5? Yeah. 4.25, sorry, 4.25. 4.25 by 8.5. Okay, so that piece is 8.5. Okay, again we've got a nice piece there. We can use that for colouring in, stamping on something, you know, loads of uses for that. So let's pop that away for a second. Let's put these scores in and then we'll come back and do the layers. So for this smaller piece, even though I've got the smaller board, all I'm going to do is score that at 4.25. So that is going to make a teeny tiny little 4x4 card, like so. And then this one we're just going to come in and score at 3. So I haven't made one of these cards for a long time, like I said, so hopefully we're not going to go wrong. Alright, let's pop that out of the way. And this is like quite a bit of a showstopper of a card, so let's put those in. Okay, now the one thing I didn't do beforehand was drag out some black cardstock for my layers. So let me just pop this in. And this is the foil card, so we'll use that because it matches in exactly with what is on the actual card itself. We might need another piece, so I'm sorry if that's going to reflect the lights for a second. Okay, so the first piece is for here, so we're going to do 2 notches under the 6 all the way around. And the second piece is for this piece here, which is 3x6. So I'm going to go 2 notches. Actually, is that? It's not going to be big enough that way. So let's go 2 notches under the 3 this way. I hate to do it. It does mean I'm going to be wasting more, but it's the only way I can get it all out of one piece. And that piece is going to go on there. I don't need to mat and layer on there, and I'll show you why in a second. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in the cardstock. I am using the Robin. So I'm going to do, let's see, how do I want to do this? So that piece is going on to there. Then this piece will come across like so. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do for the back is use the insert. So the only piece I'm going to take, I only need to cut, is for this piece here. But I don't think I necessarily want all of that corner. So let's start by cutting it at 5 3/4, because then I know I've still got a decent sized piece there that's going to go on a card. and then I'm going to take it that way and cut it 6 3/4. So that we've got that piece there. And then I'm just going to decide where I want this 2 3/4 to be from. So if I cut it to there, then pretty much all of that is going to be the corner. But a lot of it is going to be covered up. So let's see. I'm actually going to do it because it is going to be covered up by that other little card. I'm going to do it. So 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. So that should fit quite nicely onto there. Okay. I think, yeah, I'm going to cut another piece. Let me just grab another piece of foil card. This one I'm going to cut because this is for the inside of this card. And I'm going to cut that at 2 notches over the 4-inch. I'm going to do that square. And that should fit quite nicely into there, like so. And then if I pop those over there so that I can have them when I need them. I'm going to get rid of this trimmer for a second and bring in, sorry, the chair's really squeaky, my guillotine, because I'm going to be cutting the insert, and I just find it works better with the guillotine. Now let's see, I think I'm going to do just the plain piece for underneath because you're really not going to see a lot of that at all. So that needs to be a piece that is 5 3/4 square. So that should fit onto there quite nicely, and it does. And then we need a piece that's going to be 4 by 4. I think if I can get most of this bird without chopping his head off. Yes, I can. So we'll pop this on the inside of that smaller card. So we are using a whole insert for this, but you do get 3 inserts. Well, actually you get 6 inserts for each design in the set. Okay, so now we are looking like we are almost ready to assemble. The last thing I need is to decide on some ribbon. Now, let me just bring the topper in, which is this big one here, this robin. And the reason why I'm not doing any matting and layering on that square is because I should, hopefully if I've measured it right, be able to put this topper on, and that should fit over pretty much all of it. Okay, so we've got that coming across. Now the ribbon that I've chosen, I couldn't make up my mind, so I've got like a black one which would come across there, you wouldn't see it, or the blue one. There is a green, but I think it's too green. Yeah, I don't like that. I think we're going to have to go with the blue. So let's give ourselves a decent amount of that. And the reason why I'm just pre-planning this at the start is because I need to put that ribbon behind layers. Okay. So let's put those where I can find them. Let's put them there, because you know what will happen is they will disappear. Okay. So let's start here at the back. So the glues I'm going to be using, so this is the new dispenser. You might have seen if you've watched my little haul video that I got from Spellbinders. You can see that they like it so much they put their name on it. So I'm going to be giving that a go today. I'm also going to be using my Crafter's Companion Dotty tape pen, only because that's the only tape pen that I have, Crafter's Companion. I haven't got any of the Hunkydory. And I'm also going to be using the Kalau all-purpose glue. So because I'm going cardstock to cardstock, I'm fine with my normal glues. So let's just pop a nice amount of that all-purpose glue. And then, oh, it is very fine. Very fine indeed. just for comparison. Let me just show you the difference between these two. Look at the difference in that. Okay, so it's just never seen it, and a nozzle so fine, but I'm not sure if that's going to be used for these Hunkydory cards, maybe for my die cuts, but we'll see. We'll use it today. So the insert, because that is a thinner paper, what I find is the tacky glue does make it sort of bubble up because it soaks in. Oops, sorry, there's a fly there, little fruit fly or something. Yeah, because it's got a water content in it, it makes it bubble up. So this all-purpose glue, this one I'm putting over the back, that has an alcohol element to it, so it doesn't have the wetness of the water. So that is fine. But I just want this to be stuck down in those corners so I can move on confidently to my next level, my next layer. So those glue dots will do that for me. And you can use the Hunkydory one, any ones that you've got, and they're all going to work perfectly for you. Okay, so let me cut this ribbon in half, although I don't need it on this layer, I need it on, which one shall I do next? Let's do the side. Yes, we will use it on there, we'll use it on here. So what I'm going to do first of all is behind here. So it's been so long, I'm really having to think about this one. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of red liner tape on the back. Now I want this to be on this right hand side. What I also need to do, I am just putting it on there just so that I can get a sort of idea of where I need this ribbon to go, because ideally it's going to tie this card together. Okay, and actually I've told a lie because it needs to be on this left hand side, so it will be rotating it around. So I'm going to pop that there, and then just about in the middle we're going to pop that down. Okay, and then I can move that out. I can pop my usual glues on. I'm going to pop some tacky glue underneath, some on top, and a little bit in the corners. And then what we can do is come over and pop that into position, give it a good press down, and hopefully that is going to be okay. Again, we're going on to cardstock, so I can go with my normal glues. And apologies if you can hear a little woo in the background. It's a little bit windy outside today, so I always get a little bit of whistling around the door. I think there must be a hole in the seal. But they've been out twice to try and find it. So yeah, I don't know quite what's going on there. There you go. Okay, so next, I'm just going to slip my jacket off. We need our card to open the wrong way for a card, because obviously one of this is on, we want that to open there. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all, let's start on the inside. Again, we're going card to card, so I can put my usual glues on. And a little bit into the corner, and then remembering what I've just said about it being the wrong way, I have to remind myself. I'm going to pop that on the inside like so. I'm going to give it a good press down, because at the end of the day this is probably where people are going to be writing their Christmas message. This may actually end up going to a family member. I did put both the cards I made last time on the window ledge, and the one with the Holy Family is the one that catches your eye the most, but they are both really lovely cards. Okay, so then before I forget the next bit, let's take some more of that red liner tape and to pop that onto the centre there. And actually what I think I'll do, I know I've taken the back off there, but that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this into place. So I'm going to pop all-purpose glue on the back. I just think it's just going to be easier to line up that ribbon if this is in place. Okay. So then this, we want that to go in the centre. And we do want it to be straight, so sometimes it helps if I just put my head over that a little bit. I think that's going to be fine. And then what I can do is just line that up there. Oops, wrong glue. Pop some PVA underneath that. There we go. Okay. So then this one. So now this is where I want to build up my layers, and I'm hoping that ribbon is not going to show through. I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see it because I'm not doing my layers that high that there's going to be that big a difference. So let's just gently, yeah, I think, shall I go flat and then work up? No, I'm not. I'm going to do what I usually do because I'm going to be using all of these frames, so that's going to save me having to do any matting and layering on here. I'm going to use some 1mm foam pads on this bit. This next black layer is going to be flat against the cardstock, and then I'll go with I've got some 2mm Hunkydory ones there ready for the actual centre. These ones here are still just the last of these sticks to ones. Ever since I told you I've nearly used them all up, they seem to have lasted forever. Like most of the roll went in a couple of days, but this one, this last little bit seems to be lasting a long time, which is usually the way, isn't it, when you've already got something to replace it? It's when you run out or when you're nearly running out and you don't have anything to replace it, that it doesn't work so well. We've got some here. They look a little fat though, so let's just chop those in half. Oh, apologies. And you might hear an odd squeak. I did buy Henry some new balls today. He's only got one so far. And you always hope that they're going to last longer than 5 minutes. But when it's been going squeaky, 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 that's the point when really you think, oh, I wish they only lasted a couple of seconds like the other ones have. Here he comes. We've said squeaky. Yeah, you're going to have to play by yourself for a minute, babes. Oh. If he starts hiding it in my boxes, we're going to be in trouble, because that means he won't leave me alone. It's not stressful. It's giving a little stressy one. His allergies have been really bad, so I've had to take him off the biscuits that he was on. Pardon me if you can hear that. That's Henry having a little body burp. Excuse you, young man. Bless him. Yeah, his allergies have been really bad, so I've had to take him off the biscuits. He's back on fish and vegetables at the moment, which I've been cooking up for him, which he likes anyway. He likes cabbage and bitter things, and he likes things with a strong flavour, like sour or bitter. But we're going to try and get it back under control. But he's been nibbling his paws so much, he has made it pretty sore. But I don't want to take him back to the vet until I've had a go at trying to get him back under control, because all they'll do is they'll put him on more of the medication he's on, and it actually it's not nice stuff. It has a risk of cancer. So that's the sort of trade-off with their allergies, you know, that his life will probably be shorter because of the drugs he's taken or having to take. So I'm just trying to see if there is a right or a wrong way, because I can't remember when I took it out whether there was. So I don't think it really matters. There'll be flowers in each corner. So I'm just going to manoeuvre that into position. I don't mind if there's a little bit of white at the top and the bottom, because I usually have a white border anyway. If you want to be a bit more confident, you could always take that to 4.5, but then you'd probably have to mat and layer on it, so that's the downside of it. Apologies, it was a pop-up. I'm trying to get rid of it and stop the recording, but you haven't missed anything because I had stopped to do it anyway. Okay, so we're just going to pop this out. You can always go around it with your knife if you don't want to roughly pull it apart like I do, because sometimes they can be quite stuck, like this one is. I've got no nails to pick it up. Come on. There we go. And what I'm going to do is just tidy that up where there's just a little bit of paper. Okay, and then we can go around with this super fine. Can't believe how fine that is, like in my 20 odd years of crafting. I think it's about 20 years anyway. I've never seen anything that delivers glue so fine. That's going to be perfect for sentiments and things. Okay. So then I'm going to drop this in. And down. Just hold that up. Make sure that's straight. Yeah. Like I say, you're beginning to be able to not to be able to see that ribbon. So I'm just going to go around these little pips. The pips that are connecting it, you see them in the white, which makes them a little bit noticeable. But okay, so we can just put a nice amount of support on there. Now I'm not sure what the name of this card is called, so I'm just going to be calling it a fun fold. Be another fun fold, gatefold. No, it's not a gatefold, is it? Because we've only got the one side. Not sure. Probably has got a name, because like I say, this used to be quite popular back in the day. Oh, here comes Mr. Squeaky. Uh-oh. What have you done with it now? He just chucks it down the side into a bunch of papers. So by the side of my desk here I have, well, there's a couple of plates. There is a couple of packs of paper in boxes. And there's also a box of big dies, like the Phil Martin ones and things. Okay, so that's on there. Like I say, it doesn't matter that we've got that white. Actually, that does need to move just a bit. see if it's going to let us. Come on now. That's it. And that's why you put the tacky glue on, just to give you at least one opportunity just to move that over if you want to. It was just a tad off. And then this bit here, what we're going to do is tie this in a bow. Obviously we can't use our bow maker, we have to use our hands, so obviously cut that as long as you need to be able to do that. And what I would say is when you trim it, don't trim it too much, just in case somebody wants to look at it and then close it back up after. And this sort of card would be perfect if you were wanting to hide like a gift card on the inside. You could make a like a little packet or a little envelope in there, or if you've got one of those dies that cuts the little slits that you can put the cards into, you could do that on the inside. So now we need to sort out a sentiment. So I think I'll go with the smaller ones, although should I go with Simple Love? No, we'll go with the 'Tis the Season, because if I do use it, it's not going to be a special someone sort of card, it's going to be special people. And I also want some gems. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to go with some black ones or some red ones. I've got some new gems, so I think this needs to go over here, but I don't think it's going to fit so well, so it's probably going to have to go over there. Okay, then I'll put it over there. Let's grab some small pads. We'll go with 1mm. And the last one there. Quite like that mint green. It's quite a nice colour, isn't it? Mum would have liked this colour. Mum would have liked this card. Her favourite colour, green. Another Christmas without her. The second one don't get no easier, does it? Okay, so I'm going to pop that down the bottom. I'm thinking maybe I should try some red ones, because that's going to bring out these berries and things. So let's just pull a few of these out. And oh yeah, I like that red against the green. And let's see, let's get rid of you. Let's grab one of you. Just gonna have to put all these back in there in a minute. These were, I think they were about £4 more or less, just under, from Temu. And like I said, I did get quite a few boxes of gems, different ones. These ones I was very happy with because they were exactly like the picture, and you can see they're rammed full. And I think I'm going to go with 1 and 2 that way. Or we could just have, oh yes, looks nice. Sorry, just figuring out where I want those to go. I think I want them a little bit random like that. Oh, I need another one. So let's go with you. Where are we going to put you? Trying to make it less. That's better. Okay. So just going to pop those on. Perfect amount of glue for these, but not if they go upside down. Let's borrow you, friend. And these on. Okay, so that is going to be card number 1. Let me just pop it. That's in there, that's in there, and those need to go in the other side. So like I say, all they need to do is open that up, and then you've got your card on the inside. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just get set up for card number 2, but I have to decide what type of card I'm doing. So bear with me while I just do that. Okay, so for the second card, what I've done is just taken a piece of 6x12 and folded it in half. I'm just going to do quite an easier, quicker card because I know that one's taken quite a bit of time, or more time than a usual one card does. So I've got some of the Diamond Sparkles black glitter card, and I'm going to use this as my base. So I'm cutting that 2 notches under the 6 all the way around, and hopefully that should fit in there really lovely, and it does. And then I'm taking the printed cardstock. This is the printed one, yeah, the other one's the foiled, and I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4, so just standard layers so far. What I'm going to do while I've got the trimmer out, and I don't know if I'm going to use it yet, but what I want to do is just cut this border out. Might be a little bit too far over. There we go. And then I can just ready. What I will do is cut it to 5 3/4 because that is the maximum size that I would be using anyway. Oops, look at me being so rough. And so we've already cut it straight, so 5 and t-shirt keeps getting caught in there. Okay, let's get rid of that bit because we're not going to use that. Okay, so let's pop this out of the way. What I'm going to do is bring in my scoreboard. So this cardstock has this beautiful crackle on it, and I thought what I was going to try and do is try and mimic tiles. I don't know how it's going to work. I've never done it before, but what I'm going to do is score just on the inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Not going to worry that one is going to be slightly smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so then we've got that sort of tiled look there. Okay, I don't know if it would be better if I scored it that way. Let me just see what that would look like if I scored it that way. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. What I'm going to do is just change those score lines over so that I'm scoring on the actual coloured side, because thinking about it, the tiles, they're kind of beveled, aren't they? So they kind of go in at the edges. So I think that's going to be, yeah, that's much better. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. That looks good. So I'm quite happy with that. You could go into smaller tiles if you wanted to. I'm just going to do it at that. So let's do some assembling. I am going to swap over to my other tacky glue just for the backing layers, and then I'll come back to that one for my other layers. I've got a feeling that probably the needle part comes out and you can use the yellow bit as well, but I will investigate that later. Okay, so that goes on. And I love their glitter card because it's not really heavy weight. It's just the perfect card weight. And then again, and obviously I've done a simple embossing on here. You might have some kind of tiled background with a flower on it or something like that. You know, that would look equally nice on there. It's just something to bring in a little bit of extra pattern into it, that's all. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. And I am going to be using the other square let's see if it's going to play. There we go, got rid of one. Come on. Try and snip it out without cutting into it. It's been a little bit difficult, this one. There we go. You've been enjoying the Members Week. When I finish this video and while it uploads and things, I'm going to go and watch Hunkydory on Hobby Maker because I need to see what that Santa Claus is like, because I did like it last year. Okay, so we've got that one, and should I go with all the best to you and yours? That's a nice sentiment. It's got the matching design as well, so it's obviously designed to go together, so that's perfect. And then we've got that border we've cut, haven't we? And then let's see what we can do with these. See if we can make an interesting design rather than just the square one. I like that just as it is, do you know what I mean? That is quite nice. I love that green. Okay, let's pop underneath. And the brilliant thing about this one particularly is you can have it on as a diamond, because it's that circle. And then we could have that going across. So move that up. So I want that on there. So I like that as it is. Let's see what it looks like when I put this one in. Oh, I'm going to have to use more. Okay. So we want that center point to be a little higher. So if I bring that down nice and straight, pop that there, and I know that border needs to go along that line. And I'm just going to do this one flat because we're going to have those layers on top of it. Just seeing some pips there, so let's just use my nail to pop those down. And then what I can do is use those lines on my mat just to help me get that straight. There we go. I'm just going to double check that's working with my piece there. Just needs to come down just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then this one, I'm going to go a little bit higher on. I'm going to go for the 2. Now, have I got enough? Yeah, I think I can if I cut that in half, because it's going to need to be in half to be a little thinner. This is the 2mm one. Just put that there. And you might already have some strips, and be able to use them without having to cut into them like I do. Just this is a little bit quicker actually using the strips, but I will cut those bits and just put a little bit of support in those corners as well. Sometimes I hate it when I do this because I always end up with little bits left somewhere. Right, okay. So let's pop this on. So again, just peeling those off. And all the way around. It's not a one way up with this one. This seems to have the same design in each of the corners at first glance. You have to let me know what you think of these stained glass Christmas. I know Anita's been doing the florals, which are beautiful as well, but I didn't get those because when they brought them out, there had just been the other kit before it that had had the black foil in, and I was just looking for something a little bit brighter at that time. But I really like the florals and what she's been doing with them. She's a talented lady. Okay, so I'm not going for centre on this in terms of the height, but I do want it to be sort of round about in the middle along that horizontal line. Okay, then this one we are going to go flat. So again, just using that tacky glue. Oh, he's found his squeaky again. It's quite nice to hear him playing, to be honest with you. The last couple of days he hasn't done anything but sleep. That's the way his allergies affect him. I don't know if it's a common thing with dogs with allergies, because there was I was watching some rescue program, and if it was like the wood green one or what, but I can't remember what it was now, but they had a dog there that had allergies, and they were trying to, it must have been the wood green one, because the woman was working from home, and they sort of recommended her because obviously her energy levels were low. So I kind of thought then, sorry, these are just the 1mm ones, that maybe if his energy levels were to do with his allergies, because he's never been active, not even as a puppy. I think the only day where there was a lot of sort of, not even energy, because he was very timid, but when I first got him, he didn't sleep for a whole day. He just kept watching me the whole time. He was terrified, bless him. But that's, that's the sort of most amount of energy that I've ever seen from him. He sleeps well, he'd sleep all day if you let him. Okay, let's just wipe that little bit of glue off there, and then we can pop that back in its place. Okay, now this is going to have to come to 2mm. Now, have I got any more of those 2mm foam pads left? I think I might have. Let's just grab this packet. Yeah, I think those are the same, aren't they? Yes. Right there. Hopefully it's not going to fall over. And then if I just pop that on there, I'm just going to cut a couple of pieces there, that one there, and I think that should, which one is catching? No, I think that's alright. Do I want to go a little higher? I think that's fine. So it's just slotting in there. So the support for the centre bit is coming from that diamond. Now I'm going to put a nice amount of tacky glue on here, because I suspect I'm going to have to sort of push it into place where I want that to be. I want there to be a bit of green at the bottom. Yeah, happy with that. And then I think for this one it's going to have to be the black gems. And I'm happy now that I've got lots of different sizes, because before this I just had some large ones and some medium ones. So do I want to do random again, or do I want to do some in a sort of line? Come here, and maybe 1, 2. So they're not in their final positions yet, so don't worry. And maybe you over there, you there, so you've got 2 of those. And you maybe similar sort of diamond-ish. Okay, I'm going to go with that, although we've got 8. We might have to just go with 8. Oh, it's going to throw me off, but we're going to go with 8 and keep it as it is. I'm going to go back to this spellbinder one. I'm just carefully going to lift it up, squeeze down. Perfect amount of glue, although I am having to push very hard, you can see. My hand shakes, I haven't got the strength in it really. But I think this is more because it's been drying a little bit, because I used the other one. But I do like this nib, I really do. Okay, so I need to clean that and then pop that off. So that now just needs its insert inside it, and there is inserts to match that one. Let's see, here we go with crackle, and you've got the same beautiful motif design. So those are my 2 cards for today. So like I say, a little bit quicker on there and a little bit more complicated. This one, obviously you can go next level if you wanted to. Obviously you could emboss on there. This could have been other cardstock. You could put a surprise inside, a pop-up element, you know, anything like that. But hopefully that will just give you a couple of ideas on how to use this kit, which is called "'Tis the Season." This is my favourite one out of them. I think because of the robin. I think it's gorgeous. But I do like the poinsettia as well. So I don't know which is my favourite. I do like both of these cards. I really like that crackle. But let me know what you think. I'll be back next time with another one out of these sets. So there's 2 more left to go. Yeah, so that should be on Saturday. Okay, but until then, thanks for watching and happy crafting. Bye.